How have you found the reaction to the show from fans who have been hugely supportive of the show from the first two seasons?
The reaction is fanatical. That's what it is. People love this show. We consider our power family. It's just that family more than fans. They really love the show. They oftentimes lean into the show so much that they don't distinguish one character from the actor. You know what I mean? So if I'm playing Councilman Tate, when people see me, hey, Councilman Tate, so it's really nice to see the reaction.
Amazing. And then tell us about Rashad going into season 3. Where do we find him?
Well, in season 3, Rashad Tate is still going to be up to some of his usual shenanigans. This season really is about perception versus reality, something that Rashad is incredibly good at. Showing one thing that is a representation of him, but on the other side, when we take a deeper dive into things that he's doing, the reality is something else. And so, he's still looking for ways to climb the political ladder, and he will stop at nothing to attain his goals and his mission.
Amazing. And then how have you found working with Michael on the series and seeing him mature and has evolved both as a performer, but also as Tariq?
Oh my goodness. Listen, Michael Rainey Jr., I've seen grow as a young teenager into an actual adult man. He's like, and he is the man on the show. To see what the range he has and how the character Tariq has truly developed in his own to sort of surround a show about him has just been extraordinary. To see the journey, to be a part of that journey, it's really special. And what's interesting about the relationship this season, you'll see in 3, is the relationship between Tariq and Councilman Tate. I think Councilman Tate is wondering, is Tariq turning into his father? Is this the second coming of James St. Patrick? And, obviously audiences will have to see what that sort of entails, but it's a really nice dynamic between the two.
Right. And then the show has been a real roller coaster so far. How has that been for you with all the ups and downs, surprises and shocks? It's certainly kept everyone on their toes.
Oh no, we love it. The thing about our show, the writers, the incredible writers and creators and showrunners and people who tell our story, they're always looking for ways to elevate the storyline, character development. It's interesting because, as actors, we never know what's going to happen. They don't tell us, right? The creative team don't tell us until, a couple days before we begin to film. So it's definitely a page turner. You never know if you're going to survive or you're going to be out of there. But it's really nice to be able to see how each year it just tops and it continues to get better and better.
And then what's been your favorite thing about playing Rashad? And then what's been the most challenging?
My favorite thing about playing Rashad is doing all the things and saying all the things that I would like to say in real life. You know what I mean? I'm able to do all those things in television that I really can't do in real life because we're so PC, politically, correct. So I like that, but I also think some of the most challenging thing is just staying consistent, because you lean into a character and you're trying to find new ways to keep people interested in what you're doing as a performer. So it's nice because it is a challenge for me, and I'm always up for that challenge of finding new little things about the character. And I would say that that's pretty much the biggest challenge, just finding all the little nuances that keeps people, intrigued and on the edge of their seats.
Amazing. And then as a final question, so this year marks 30 years of Menace to Society, a film that has helped change so much about the industry and the world. How happy does it make you to know that the film is still being embraced by audiences and that it continues to be held in such a high regard for the risks that it took and the messages that it wanted to send?
Well, first, I didn't realize it was, you say 30 years?
Yeah.
I didn't realize it was 30 years. Oh my goodness. Yes, 1993 that's crazy. Oh, wow. You have to give me a minute. That's, I'm, speechless actually, because it doesn't feel like that long ago, but I guess so, because fans of that movie have really supported, and it is kind of moved from generation to generation. I have kids now, and like they are aware of Menace to Society. They know all about that, and it's just wow. I just think that the message behind the film was just so strong. Getting to see what the inner city life for young Black males were like, and seeing some of the challenges and a lot of the things that they were going through. It really resonates today. I think some of the similar things, unfortunately, haven't changed in certain cases, but to be able to see that movie, to see people continue to celebrate it, really is touching, and it means a lot to me. It's the movie that really, I think, was a catalyst to my film career, certainly was Menace to Society. So I'm grateful.
Amazing. Well, those are all the questions I've got for you today, but thank you so much for your time.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that, Emily.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Hey You Guys!
Hey You Guys, huh?
Hey You Guys.
Is that from the Goonies?
It is indeed, yes.
Nice.
Hey